She left on a Sunday morning. No words, no tears, just the sound of gravel under tires and the smell of coffee she'd made for two. There was a note beside her cup. I can't do this anymore. I read it once, folded it, and just sat there while the sunlight crept across the floor. Funny how love ends. Not with thunder, not with anger, just silence, heavy enough to break a man. Her name was Anna. I met her 2 summers before that morning. She came to the ranch with friends. A jeep full of city laughter, perfume, and cameras. Most of them just wanted pictures, but her eyes looked like she'd finally found something real. "You actually live here?" she asked. "Born here," I said. "Probably die here too." She smiled. "That's kind of beautiful." I shrugged. "Depends who's watching." She laughed, and that sound stuck with me long after she drove away. A week later she came back, alone, said she wanted to take real pictures. She spent the day wandering, camera in hand, talking about cities and noise and how silence scared her. "Don't you ever get lonely out here?" she asked. "Only when the radio breaks," I told her. She smiled, and she kept coming back. Every time she left, the ranch felt emptier. Every time she returned, the air felt lighter. Eventually, she stopped calling it my ranch. She called it home. We married under the oak tree behind the barn. Just us, the pastor, the dog, and the horse. She wore boots that didn't fit, and a smile that did. For a long time, I thought forever would look like that day. Sunlight, wind, and her hand in mine. We didn't have much, but we had peace. Mornings with coffee, long days in the fields, quiet dinners under the soft hum of the radio. Then one evening she said she wanted a child. I remember the way she looked at me, hope glowing in her eyes. I smiled and said yes. Because of course I did. Love makes promises even when it's not sure it can keep them. But the months passed, then years, and hope began to fade into habit. I caught her crying once in the barn when she thought I couldn't see. I held her that night and told her it would happen, that some things just take time. She nodded, but I could feel the doubt in her heartbeat. Eventually, we went to the doctor. Long drives, short answers, too many tests. The results came a week later, to my phone. We were sitting at the kitchen table, barely touching dinner. My phone buzzed once. One message. I opened it, and the world went still. She saw my face. "What does it say?" she asked. I stared at her, at the woman who dreamed her whole life of being a mother, and I couldn't say the truth. Not like that, not to her, so I said something else. "It's me," I whispered. "I can't be a father." My knees gave out before the words even finished leaving my mouth. I hit the floor, shaking, tears running down my face. She caught me, held me, whispering, "It's okay. We'll figure it out." But she didn't believe it. Neither did I. The days after that felt different. She tried to smile, but it didn't reach her eyes. We still talked, but the words felt careful, like walking barefoot on broken glass. Some nights she'd stay up staring at the ceiling. Some nights I'd stay out in the barn just to breathe. When we did speak, it turned to fights. Small things. A misplaced tool, a late meal, a forgotten errand. But they were never really about those things. "You've given up," she said once. "I haven't," I told her. "I just don't know how to fix what's broken." "You don't even feel anything anymore." I didn't answer, because if I did, she'd see how wrong she was. I felt everything, every second of it. The nights got colder, the silence louder. Then one morning she was gone. Her clothes, her bag, her scent still in the air. The note by the coffee cup. "I can't do this anymore." I read it a dozen times, waiting for it to change its mind. It didn't. I didn't chase her. Maybe I should have. But something in me said she needed space more than I needed answers, so I let her go. And the house got quieter, Rusty got older, Willow slowed down, and I learned that some silences never end. The years that followed were quiet, too quiet. I kept myself busy, fixing, mending, pretending. But some nights, I'd wake up thinking I heard her laugh in the next room. That's the cruel part of memory. It doesn't fade, it lingers. 3 winters passed before I heard from her again. It came in a letter, no return address, just my name, written in the same soft handwriting I hadn't seen in years. "Jacob, I went to another doctor a few months ago. It wasn't you, it was me. I couldn't have children. I blamed you for something that wasn't yours to carry. You never told me the truth, and now I understand why. You wanted to protect me. I'm sorry for hating you when I should have been holding you." It ended with a single line. "You were always the better half of us." I must have read that letter 100 times before I finally stood up. Drove all night to Denver, headlights cutting through the dark. I didn't know what I was going to say, only that silence wasn't enough anymore. I found her at a small art gallery. Hair shorter, eyes the same. She looked up, and time stopped. "Jacob?" I nodded. "Didn't think I'd find you this easy." She smiled, then looked down, guilt and relief in the same breath. "I didn't think you'd come." "You didn't leave me much of a choice," I said softly. We talked outside after closing. The city noise hummed around us like distant thunder. For a long time, neither of us spoke. Then I said it. "I shouldn't have lied to you, Anna. Even if it was to protect you." She looked up. "You did it because you thought I couldn't handle the truth." "You wanted kids so badly," I said. "It was everything you ever dreamed of." "I couldn't stand to see that dream die. If you'd known it was you, it would have destroyed you," she whispered. "And instead, I destroyed us." "Maybe," I said. "But I couldn't let you hate yourself, Anna. Hating me was easier." She took a breath, voice trembling. "You don't get to decide which truths I can survive. And you don't get to decide which love I can lose." For a moment, neither of us could speak. The silence said everything. After a while, she asked, "Do you still wake up early?" "Every damn day." She smiled faintly. "Maybe I'll come by for coffee sometime." "Gate's still open," I said, and she smiled again, smaller this time, but real. A few weeks later, I heard tires on the gravel road again. Rusty barked. Willow lifted her head from the fence, and there she was, standing in the same place where it all began. "You never fixed that gate," she said. "Didn't plan to," I told her. "Figured someone might come back through it." She laughed, soft and broken in all the right ways. I didn't say anything else, just stepped forward and pulled her into me, and for the first time in years, the silence didn't hurt anymore. Life's quiet again now. But it's a different kind of quiet, not the kind that reminds you what's missing, the kind that reminds you what stayed. We still don't talk much about those lost years. Some stories don't need retelling. Every morning, I still make 2 cups of coffee. One for me, one for her, only now, she's here to drink it.